There in my King. A very good morning to you, Silwani. Can you hear me now? And can you give us a breakdown as to what is happening there?
A very good morning to you, Elvis. Indeed, I can hear you. We are here at the Muntsiwa Stadium in Mahikeng in the northwest for the COSATU march. I'm sure people, you can see behind me that they've already started gathering actually a few minutes ago. And right now we're going to chat to COSATU's Secretary General here in the province, Jobli. So we just want him rather to tell us more about what is going to happen, because I know that people are now gathered at the gate ready to proceed to the Northwest Legislature, where they will hand over a memorandum to the Premier of the province, Premier Supra Mahumapelo, as well as the Business Forum and the Chamber of Mining. But we want to chat quickly to Jobli, so who is the Provincial Secretary here of COSATU in the province, just to hear from him what are some of the key issues here in the province. Sir, I'm sure you have said a mouthful. You heard the question. We know that there's issues like job losses, corruption, but here in the northwest, what are the issues that are making this march very relevant to the province?
Good day. Indeed, COSATU in the province, we are in large numbers. You can see at the back here, workers have come with numbers from respective affiliates of COSATU, as we have made a call as COSATU from our Central Executive Committee and our Central Committee regarding the state capture, corruption, the banning of labor broker, job losses. Today we are here in numbers. We are proceeding to provincial legislature to hand over the memorandum, and we are saying to our government, enough is enough. As COSATU, we want to see the Judiciary Commission be implemented, and corruption must be dealt with seriously, because workers are the people who at the last are the ones who suffer because of this corruption. So we are here in large numbers. We are happy as COSATU to see the number of workers today in this stadium of Muntsiwa.
And I like also how we touch on corruption, because corruption and state capture, you'd remember, those are the umbrella issues around the national strike of COSATU. But I want us to now bring it down to the provincial level. Just how much of a problem is the problem of state capture and corruption?
You will recall that the Auditor General recently have give the report in entire municipalities. Most of them, there is an indication that there are maladministration. As COSATU, we think that there are elements of corruption, not only in municipalities, but in all other government departments. So as COSATU, we have a report from our respective affiliates regarding all those corruption, and we are here today to give the government 14 days to accede to our demands.
Okay. Thank you very much. That was Jobli, so who is the Provincial Secretary of COSATU here in the Northwest. He was telling us in short what we can expect. Right now, you're probably wondering why it's a little bit quiet behind us. Some of these people that are marching have already gone out of the gate to march to the Northwest Legislature, where they will hand over a memorandum. And I also want to show you quickly a few placards that are holding, and the posters that they are holding behind us, with different messages, including cancel all commercial dealings with the Gupta family. One reading, Zuma must go. The other one says unemployment is a violation of human rights, with the last one saying that well, it's the same message. There's another one saying state capture leads to job losses. So these are some of the messages that the people are bringing forward. I can update you also about what we checked in the morning. We visited about 3 taxi ranks in the morning, and we could see that the taxi business was very much affected by this strike, as people had opted not to go to work today to come and be part of the march. So now it is proceeding to the Northwest Legislature, and we'll give you an update when we get there.
Silwani, just before you go, what does the numbers look like, or what do they expect the numbers to be at the end of the day?
Elvis, I didn't get that very well, but I did get something to do with how many numbers. We're expecting more than how many people, Brajab?
We are expecting plus minus 20,000 of workers across the province.
Well, he says we're expecting about 20,000 people, but what we're seeing so far is really, really large numbers of people that have come to be part of this march here in Mahikeng.
Well, thank you so much, Silwani. Now, that's a big number. That's a big number. 20,000 in Mahikeng. Well, I tell you what, they're going to outdo Johannesburg by the looks of it. If that is the number, well, we have to find out. But moving further afield, our reporters are around the country where the COSATU national marches are taking place. Now let's go to Mweli Masilela, our very reliable reporter in Mbombela, in Nelspruit, where we understand that COSATU in the province will hold that media briefing. A very good morning to you, Mweli. What does your numbers look like in that province so far?
Good morning to you. Yes, we are coming to you live from Mbombela. As you can see here, the march is on. You'll know that the aim is to deliver a memorandum of grievances to the office, to the government complex, to the office of the Premier. But quite a number of issues raised here, mainly the issue of corruption and state capture. But with me here is the Deputy President of COSATU, Zingi Swalosi. If you can tell us, the march is on. Remind the viewers, what is it that you are marching about here?
Thank you very much for crossing live as we have started our march. You can see the success behind us. Today we're marching against corruption and state capture. COSATU having recognized that the reason behind the junk status of our country and also the issue of the job losses, particularly also the issue of the high levels of unemployment, is as a result of, among other issues, state capture and corruption in our country. Our people are living in poverty. Our people are unable to meet the ends meet at the end of the month. The reason it is because the money that is supposed to go to them, which as taxpayers we are paying towards the services of our people, is going towards a small family or those that are connected to those that are in government. So the purpose of the march is to say to government, you have all the levers in government, you have the power to stop what is happening in our country, stop being a buffer of corruption, but deal with those that are found to be corrupt.
I know as well that there's specific issues that relate to Mpumalanga, the issue of workers that were fired at Umpawa Estate. We know the issue of Lily Mine. Are you also perhaps going to talk to those issues?
Yes, the demand that we are going to hand over to the Premier here in Nelspruit also deals with the issue of the workers of Umbaba, that we want the reinstatement of those workers. No worker must be intimidated in this country for having a right to choose their own union of their choice. Those workers, we know that nothing that they have done wrong that is against the constitution, but their constitutional rights have been violated by the employer in that farm. Secondly, we are calling for government to continue to pay the balance to those workers that are from the Lily mines. We know that government has paid to the families of those that are still trapped underground, but we are saying you promised 50,000 for those that got injured. You only paid 10. We want you to pay the balance because the lives of those workers have changed completely since the Lily mine.
Thank you very much. That is the Deputy President of COSATU, Zingi Swalosi. I'm now going to be joined by the Central Executive Member of the SABC, Ntate Lechisa Tsenodi. Your participation here today, what is the message that you are driving through?
I'm here on behalf of the Central Committee of the South African Communist Party to register our complete solidarity with this COSATU-led campaign in the interest of all workers, irrespective of which trade union or even when not organized. But also it is in the interest of the majority of our people who are poor and unemployed, who want the state to work in their interests. And this is why we are here.
Well, what are the key issues maybe in terms of Mpumalanga that you think need to be addressed? We know the issue of retrenchments at mines, the issue of people losing jobs there was also one of the key issues raised in the past.
The situation in the mines across the country, including in Mpumalanga, in the world of industry, and the problems that arise there that affects workers negatively, including the risks of mines releasing workers from employment for a variety of reasons. It's a concern to us. The mining industry has long understood the situation of workers and the communities in which they are located. Our concerns include what has not been done by the mines in the past and done so effectively. Part of what we are calling for is also that, in fact, the problem of corruption, the problem of state capture, of interests capturing the government and its entities for private reasons happens in every province, whether at a national, provincial and local level. We have come here to say we must all be vigilant in the streets, in the institutions of government, the legislatures, in municipalities. We must say no very loudly that we will not take any of these activities. In fact, those who are found to be guilty must be sent to jail.
Well, that is the Central Executive Committee member, Lechisa Tsenodi, just giving us a brief insight in terms of what is happening here. Now the march is going on. We're expecting these marchers to deliver a memorandum of grievances to the Premier of Mpumalanga at the government complex. We'll keep you updated in terms of the proceedings here. For now, it's back to you in studio.
That's Mweli Masilela there, of course, bring us the latest from Mbombela in Mpumalanga. And of course, the numbers looks pretty large. Now in Mafikeng, we only saw about 5 members, and of course they say the rest was outside. We didn't get a chance to have a look at the pictures.
We didn't get a chance to do that. And this is my hometown, by the way, yes. Mafikeng. And I was a little surprised to see that the turnout, at least in front of camera, was so small. Having said that, we did ask the question. We've got so many votes that say yes, they support the march. And are the numbers really going to turn out in Mpumalanga? It's packed, looking great in Johannesburg, and so on and so forth. So it looks like a lot of people are going to be still picking up things.
Well, the expectation is 100,000 people around the country. I think they can probably make it, if it looks like the way it looks right now, especially if your hometown is going to get 20,000 people participating in that march.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. But having said, I think it's quite key that we keep abreast of what's going on and bring it to you at home so you can see what's happening with this COSATU march as it goes around the country.